Welcome back, everybody, to ESA Summer 21. We are here to raise money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We'd also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now, get ready. It's time for NickRPGreen and his run of Metal Gear Solid. Take it away.
Hello. Hello ESA, thank you very much for having me here today. I am here showcasing Metal Gear Solid PC, and I did see that the incentive to upgrade this run to Extreme got met, so we are going to be running the Extreme difficulty. I have with me my good friend Bruschetta Bros, who's going to be commentating alongside me.
Hello.
Okay, right, well in that case, Bruschetta, do you want to do the honours on a countdown for me?
I would love to. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
And we're off.
So, there's a couple of differences between the PC version and the PlayStation version. Right now we're playing PC. I'll sort of bring them up as we go. The most important thing here in the dock is you're going to see Nick. He's going to purposefully get alerted by this guard. There's a reason for this. Later in the game, you get the PAL key shot out of your hand. And there's a very strange bit of... wow. The game has an internal counter of how many alerts you have. If you have 11 or more alerts, the PAL key will be at the bottom of the ditch. If you have any less, then a rat will grab your key card, and it is a pain, to say the least. So Nick is intentionally going to get some alerts here from this guard. This guard's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's just going to follow Nick around. Yeah, not learning that maybe he should run the other way, maybe he should wait, maybe he should stay alerted, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, also it's important to know that on Extreme, you do not have access to the Soliton radar. For the most part, that's fine. I mean, Nick is a very competent runner. He knows all the positions of all the guards off the top of his head. However, there are a couple of instances where he's going to need to go out of bounds, and he's going to count Snake's steps. In those instances, I'm going to try and keep super quiet, because Snake's footsteps are pretty quiet, and it's essential that he counts his steps. Other than that, we're just going to wait for the 2 minutes and 5 seconds for this guard to come down this elevator. Now that Nick has all of the alerts he needs for now, he's just going to wait. Here it is, right on schedule. Just going to give this little wall a knock. So this dude's like, huh, what was that noise? He doesn't see Snake run to the other side, and we're out of the docks area, which is the first of many areas in this game. Okay, we haven't got time for any cutscenes or anything. Nick is going to skip through all of this. He's going to miss all the story beats. Okay, now it's important to know that in Metal Gear Solid 1, it is a lot faster to run with a weapon equipped. So you see, the second that Nick grabs that shaft grenade, he's going to have that equipped. I'm going to throw a stun grenade here so we can just get underneath this ventway. There you go, second area, nice and easy. That was a relatively new discovery, to sort of grab the stun grenades because of a relatively new sort of speed tech that was discovered. We'll sort of discuss that when it's relevant.
So as we come out of this vent, we're going to go into the tank hangar, and normally the tank hangar is not too bad. If you're use chaff grenades to distract one of the guards. On Extreme, tank hangar actually becomes one of the more difficult rooms in the run, just because of guard line of sight. So I have to take a very specific route to avoid getting spotted. So luckily, if I take a death here, it's not too much of a time loss. So, but here we go.
So what we're trying to do is distract this guard with a shaft grenade. He can hear the shaft go off, and he should be distracted away from the elevator, giving Nick enough time. There you go, nice and easy. Well done.
That one always gets me nervous.
Gets me nervous as well. Expertly executed. Another thing to mention on Extreme, as the difficulties go up, obviously the field of vision is more. So you might be like, whoa, what just happened there?
All good, I'm in.
Good. Nick just performed what's called a vent glitch. One of the biggest glitches for this. You might be like, whoa, you're in the torture room. That's right, we've skipped a good half of this game. No Ocelot, no Tank, no Mantis. I'm terribly sorry for everyone that enjoys Mantis. And
no
we
Ninja.
And
no
Ninja.
Sniper Wolf 1.
Sniper Wolf 1, yeah, it's wild how much this skips. And all it is you go out of bounds and you sort of go prone by the door that would be the torture room, and this is where you turn up.
So right here, I'm hiding under the bed because when Johnny comes back from the toilet, he's gonna fall asleep. But if we trick him into making it look like we've escaped by going under the bed, he won't fall asleep, and that saves about 40 seconds. So I'll start crawling out here. So there we go. So that little alert there was him going, "Where's Snake?" And then of course Snake immediately comes out from under the bed and it's like, "Oh, you're there." Johnny's not the brightest soldier in the game.
No.
And unfortunately, the downside of any percent is this is going to be a very non-canonical run because we're not going to be saving Meryl. We are going to submit to torture because it is a lot faster to submit to torture. So Meryl's going to die, but also fans of MGS4 will know that this guard here is Johnny Sasaki. He appears quite prominently in MGS4. We are also going to be killing him as well, I'm afraid. I'm very sorry, Johnny fans.
Poor Johnny. Unfortunately, there are some casualties on the pursuit of going as fast as possible.
Had enough. So
Submitting on the first frame, right there.
the torture will stop as I promised.
That's right, the torture's going to stop, that's fine.
Take the woman in return.
Take the woman?
I'll have my fun with her.
What woman? We haven't met any woman yet. Who's Meryl?
Yeah, you do not meet Meryl once until the end, where Snake sort of cries for a second over Meryl being very dead. It's a bit of a problem with any percent. We're back in the torture room. We're just going to wait a bit before Otacon will come provide us with some tasty treats that will aid us in an escape.
She's probably got time for one, maybe two donations.
Excellent. Well, I've got an anonymous donor who has sent in $50. Thank you very much for that. That $50 has gone towards the ending choice to Link the Fire for Dark Souls all bosses. And lo and behold, that's winning right now for the first time in ESA history. Generally speaking, we get the Dark Lord ending. So right now we've got $52 towards Link the Fire ending. Let's try and keep that in the lead.
Nice.
Thank you.
Alright, so Johnny here is obviously having some stomach problems. He's going to run off to the bathroom. That is going to let Ocelot. That is going to let Otacon come and rescue us. Well, I say rescue us. He's going to give us. He's going to give us some ketchup because he thinks we're hungry. But we're going to use that ketchup. This is completely the way the game intends you to do it. But we're going to use it very quickly to get out of the cell as quickly as we can.
Hey, I'm here. Where?
There he is.
So what you're going to see Nick do is he's going to equip the ketchup and use it so it appears as if there's a bloodstain beneath Snake. He's also going to equip his card and then quick unequip it. Because unusually so, if you quick equip the card when choking out Johnny here, he chokes up quicker, or rather it sort of cancels an animation, saving a little bit of time. And then we're going to see one of the newest glitches in this game called Swim, which is incredible to see, to be honest. Nice one, Nick, getting an alert there as well.
I need an extra one.
Excellent. So what's going to happen here is Snake is going to keep his momentum going. Excellent. Nice, good work. So the way it works is, usually what would happen is Snake would go behind the sort of torture table, but with the swim technique, you can sort of rapidly swap between weapons and keep your momentum going forward. This is a big area here as well. We're going to go grab the PSG-1. And it is fairly precise. Nick doing an excellent job of avoiding all the shots there. We're going to call the elevator in time for the guard to not see us. We're going to give him a quick little punch for his trouble. Get back into the elevator. Excellent work.
That's good. That's good. That is. I made that room look very easy, but it is not. You really have to be careful with how you throw that stun grenade, and avoiding the guards. So, because if that basically, you can't use elevators whilst in an alert state. So if that guard had spotted me right by the elevator at the end, then I'd have either had to take a death, or I'd have had to try and escape and come back again. So yeah, getting through that room like that was really, really helpful.
Yeah, we've seen many runs die to get in the PSG-1, but Nick expertly pulling that off. Okay, so this is the only place we don't equip a shaft, because you kind of want a time buffer here to sort of wait for the guard to turn back around at the top of the walkway.
Yeah,
so
there is because we now grab stun grenades in this run. There is a stun grenade strat that we can use to get through this room instead, but it's very risky, and I would. And you also have to use a ration for it. So I'm gonna play. I decided to play it safe. Go with the standard chaff route, because it's it's a lot safer.
Yes.
And it also means I get to hold on to that ration, so if I do need a safety ration at any point, and there are times where it can get very dicey. In most difficulties for MGS1, you don't really care about Snake's health. Every time you defeat a boss and you rank up, as we just saw, we're just going to defeat Bookcase Boss here. There we go. Goodbye, Bookcase Boss. Okay, now I'm going to go out of bounds. Need to hear out for wolves in the background. There's going to be another wolf that's going to bark twice. And that is my indicator to go out. I'm going to do it again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're now in the communication tower. And I'm now going to let Brasher explain what just happened.
Yeah, okay. So, just to let you know as well, if you miscount your steps, it is a nightmare to get back into where you need to be for that first out of bounds. And for the second one, if you miscount and go over, it will just completely close the game. That's it. Run over, which is not fun. So what Nick has to do there is carefully count his steps to make sure that when he goes back into bounds, when he goes prone, he's going to appear at the right place, not crash the game, and be able to easily get back in bounds. While I'm saying this, you might be looking at the screen and being like, whoa, I don't remember this part being as easy when I last played this game. What we're using here is called GME, or God Mode Exploit. This is one of the big differences between the PC version. There's a thing called weapon hotkeys for PC. You can use the number keys to equip weapons. 1 is SOCOM, 2 is FAMAS, so on and so forth. However, if you quickly switch between the PSG-1 and another weapon, let's say shaft grenades, you are invulnerable to damage. I'm not joking, this is wild. So Nick here is just running all the way to the top of the tower. These guards are doing their best to earn their paycheck. However, their bullets do nothing.
And it's using GME that lets us go out of bounds as well, because If we activate GME in a certain way, it lets us skip any triggers in the game. So the trigger for us to move between different rooms, Snake completely ignores it, and that's what allows him to go out of bounds, and then that's how we got through the cave and the underground passage so quickly. So I'm going to do it again here. There we go. Oh, just went prone a little too early there. We can actually skip this cutscene if I'd not gone prone quite so early.
Yeah, and you might have noticed that during that execution of GME, Snake ends up prone. That's what we call GME 2, and that is what enables you to go out of bounds. Incredibly useful tech and saves a lot of time overall with all this going out of bounds, especially in this category.
So the rappel route is pretty standard throughout every difficulty. We take a very specific route to try and get down nice and quickly, but also try and not get hit as much as possible, and that's good. I'm quite happy with that. I actually, in a practice run yesterday, I took a death here, so I was a little concerned, but no, that was a really good rappel.
Nice, good work. So the Pine does an incredible amount of damage in Extreme. So we're going to use GME once again here to make sure these guards do not take us down. I'm just going to run straight past them. So Nick's going to pick up the Stinger here. You'll be like, well, you didn't pick it up because it just went red, but we'll use it later. One more out of bounds. And that completely skips the Hind fight. Instead of going up the tower to fight the Hind, we just fall down and we're at the wolf fight. I'll let Nick handle this for a second.
And just like that, we've beaten Sniper Wolf T.
Yeah, Sniper Wolf is now a goner. That, once again, is using the swim technique. So what happens is, usually, if you get to the end of that barrier, what's going to happen is Wolf is going to shoot you. However, what we use is we use GME and then the swim glitch from before to keep our momentum going forward. And there's another trigger in front of that, which sort of triggers a cutscene. And that's it. Wolf is gone.
Poor Wolf.
Yeah, we never even got to fight her once. Soon you will actually see a boss fight, though.
We are coming up to one.
Once again, using GME here to avoid the any damage, and that was really well done.
That was nice.
The positioning on throwing those guards can be very precise. It's easy to sort of mess that up. As soon as you sort of mess it up as well, the guards will run away, and you'll no longer be able to just throw them over the edge. Well done there.
That gun turret there is completely random as to whether it shoots you or not. And if this was any other difficulty, I'd just run through. If I got hit, then I'd be like, fine, I'll just take the hit. On Extreme, no. I'm going to use GME. I'm not going to take that damage because, yeah, it's very rough on Extreme. One of the other differences is whenever you beat a boss, Snake ranks up. We see that animation of his life bar going up. On, say, easy, Snake will automatically go back to max health. His full health will become max health at the end of every boss. On Extreme, his current health doesn't increase at all. His max health increases, but his current health doesn't change. So yeah, just one more reason why Extreme just adds that little extra layer of what's your health bar?
It's called Extreme for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so here we are against Raven. Possibly one of the hardest bosses of this game. Or at least it would be if we didn't have GME. So what Nick's going to do here is just going to cook a grenade on the way to Raven. And unfortunately, we are impervious to damage, at least unfortunately for Raven. And Nick is just going to carefully time his grenades and just throw them at Raven's feet to avoid any iframes that Raven may have between grenades. Raven trying desperately here to stop us. Again, like I said, there are a couple of differences between the PlayStation and PC route. This fight is so trivial on PC because of GME and Raven just standing there and taking grenades.
And that's Raven.
Easy peasy. Well done, Nick.
And also, particularly on extreme, I used every single grenade that I had there. If I'd missed a single grenade, then we would have been waiting around for a little bit.
Yeah, it's you can sort of get soft lock there because you haven't really got any weapons in any percent that will do any damage to Raven, so it's not ideal.
If you run out of grenades there, the only thing you can do is wait for Raven to shoot one of the boxes down, and one of those boxes has got C4 in it. You can finish him off with C4 instead. So you might be thinking, you know, oh, we're in Rex. This is Metal Gear Rex, isn't it? We're towards the end of the game. We're actually about halfway through the run. Everything that we've done up to this point is kind of just the introduction, a prelude to the big PAL key backtrack. This is the main portion of the game now. So I hope you like. You know, big backtracks like this. I'm actually one alert short, so I'm gonna have to take a safety alert here.
Nice. So, as mentioned before, you're going to need 11 alerts before you get down to the bottom of Rex, or else we're going to see the dreaded rat. Every speedrunner for MGS's worst nightmare. Okay, so because we skipped the cutscene, what you didn't see is a revolver ocelot shoots the PAL key at Snake's hand, and it is now at the bottom of the ditch. There's a couple of locations that it can be. There are 7, I believe.
There we go.
There's some good RNG, and there's some pretty nasty RNG. We're going to see which position Nick gets. There's also the opportunity to pick up a bomb as well. It's not that much of a problem, but you know, if you're on PB pace, you pick up the bomb and get terrible RNG. This can be a run killer.
All right, come on, RNG gods, be nice to me today. Bomb.
Got the
PAL
bomb.
key.
Okay, that's pretty decent. So if he didn't get the PAL key there, he was going to have to run all the way to the end of that left side, and if it wasn't there, we go all the way to the other side to go and pick it up. So it's a bit of a long route. And as Nick said, there's a lot of backtracking in this. A lot of any percent on PC because of GME and other things. What it comes down to is optimal movement. A lot of runners have spent a long time, especially in Rex's lair, just optimizing their routes, getting the best path possible, because that's what this category comes down to, because of the amount of backtracking that's going on. Okay, so we're going to see Nick put his first PAL key in. He's going to intentionally get spotted by the camera, but the cutscene will save us. And he's going to swim his way down the stairs there as well. So what would usually happen is the security camera would stop you in place, and you sort of waste about a second and a half. But swim will allow you to carry on down the stairs to the sort of end of zone trigger, and that way we don't lose any time whatsoever.
So we're now going to head back to the warehouse where we fought Raven, and we are going to need to freeze the PAL key. So for those of you who don't know Metal Gear Solid, we are trying to deactivate Metal Gear Rex, this giant mech that you see in the middle of the room. And to do that, we have to input a PAL sequence using the PAL key. The PAL key changes shape depending on the temperature of the room. So we're now going to go to the warehouse and we're going to cool the key down. Those gun turrets in that room are a bit of a joke. Like, it's if you do the correct line like I did there, it's very easy to just not have any of them shoot you. It is quite hilarious how bad at this point in the game as well. You know, those gun turrets are guarding Metal Gear Rex. They are guarding one of the most deadliest weapons in the world, and we just make a complete mockery out of that room.
Yeah, for all the effort putting all those turrets up, they don't do much. What Nick's going to do here is he's going to wait for 61 seconds, which is the time that it takes for the PAL key to be frozen. So we're just going to wait at the door. As soon as that 61 seconds is over, Nick is going to go prone and trigger the sort of zone end area and make his way back towards Rex. There's not a lot else you can do. You see he picked up some Stinger ammo packs. He's going to need them for the Rex fight coming up. There you go. That's prerequisite 61 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And it's very important that you leave at the right time. If I had left before 61 seconds there, the PAL key wouldn't have changed, and I would have had to go back into the room and wait another 61 seconds. The timer resets if you leave. So there's some music cues you can use to determine when to leave, but we're all speedrunners. We all use live split. So we just keep an eye on that live split segment time, and as soon as 61 seconds hits, leave the room. It's nice and simple.
Yeah, and in case you weren't aware, because this run is down to movement, 61 seconds lost potentially, it's a dead run. It's straight up over. Which I've had it done to me. I hope, Nick, you haven't, but I presume that most runners have encountered that.
I've done it.
Yeah. Cool. So use the same strategy here. We sort of take the alert, run out and use the swim glitch once again to sort of forward our momentum outwards.
So now we have to go and heat the key, and in order to heat the key, we've got to go all the way back to the blast furnace, which is a little bit of a trek, as you can probably imagine. We've got 2 cargo elevators to go up. But then when we get into the blast furnace, we're going to have to get some more Stinger ammo, and there's a brand new route that was only discovered back end of last week for grabbing that ammo without wasting any time. But we'll explain that a bit more when we get there. In the meantime, we are just going to be backtracking to that point. So now would be a great time for some more donations. You've got plenty of time.
Excellent. Well, I have $50 coming in from Manchild30. Simple message says, "Thank you, all runners." Well, thank you for that amazing donation. And that donation has gone to one of my favorite incentives, one of the last ones on the list here. It is for the blindfolded LBLJ showcase for Super Mario 64. And if you don't know what that is, that's a lobby backwards long jump. It's one of the hardest tricks in the game. And he's going to pull it off with a blindfold on, but only if we can raise $1,500. We're at 125 out of that 1,500 so far, so keep those donations coming.
Keep going, you got plenty of time.
Well, I can also mention that we have a number of prizes available throughout the marathon. If you head on over to prizes.esamarathon.com, you can see some of what we've got available. For instance, that last $50 donation, that just made them eligible for a PS5 bundle. That's a PS5 with Ratchet and Clank, the new one, and that's with, again, a $50 minimum bid. We also have 2 ViewSonic monitors. We have a ViewSonic Elite VX2705-2KP, and we have a ViewSonic Elite XG270. 2 very awesome gaming monitors that are available with $25 or $35 minimum bids. We also have a custom ESA-themed Nintendo Switch Pro controller called This Is The Run. That's available with a $30 bid. And finally, we have a Bomberman Perler bead sprite that is available with a $10 minimum bid. So get those donations in, and you can be entered to win any or all of those amazing prizes.
Awesome, that was perfect timing as well. So we're just about to go back into the blast furnace. Because we're on extreme, we need more Stinger ammo in order to beat Metal Gear Rex. So we're going to take a very specific route to get some, because we've still got this 61-second timer. We still need to be back at the door within 61 seconds. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back up this lift, and we're going to start to leave. And if you remember, we used GME the first time we came through this room to completely skip it. What we're going to do is we're going to redo that We'll wait for the door to close. That's going to deload the area, and then going to go into GME, and all of these textures won't have loaded back in. That allows me to come and grab that stinger ammo, and then go straight back over here. And the reason for doing that is because normally what we would do to go and grab that stinger ammo is we would go through that door there, and it would lead us out to there. But as soon as you go through that door, you go into a very small loading screen, and every time you go into that loading screen, the in-game timer for the PAL key heating pauses. So by doing that, and by going out of bounds like that, we now haven't done anything to stop that timer, and we can leave dead on 61 seconds once again. That was a brand new route discovered by B-Man. As I said, I think it was only like late last week he discovered that route, which is really, really useful. Incredible.
There is a big community behind this, and they're actively finding more ways to save time and break the game. It's astonishing to see this 3-year-old game continue to have more sort of ways to break it and go faster. Nick being a very big component of this as well, because very recently he beat the barrier on very easy. So the quickest way to beat this game right now, or rather the quickest time, stands at 31 minutes, which is astonishing to think. Nick finding out a lot of new sort of speed tech there, including I think Nick originally named it the Nick Eater skip. Unfortunately, because of its other application, you thought of another name, but I think that was brilliant.
Yeah.
GG, Nick.
Yeah, very easy has been kind of blown wide open by a little bit of tech that B-Man created for us, and yeah, it's become a very interesting category. It's kind of the dark horse. It's not a category that's really been touched much, but it's really exciting to see all the new stuff that we're able to do with it. Speaking of the MGS community, shout out to the French restream. Superplay San is commentating on the French restream right now, and he recently joined MGSR and started learning this run specifically to commentate on today's run. So it was really good to see him join in on Discord and become part of the community. So yeah, shout out to him.
Awesome. So we have heated the PAL key. We're ready for the final ascent up Metal Gear. So if you are you think it's tiresome seeing us climb up these ladders, do not fear. We're almost at the top.
And these ladders can be very finicky. Like you need to be at a 90-degree angle. You need to be right in front of it. They can be very fussy at times as to whether they want Snake to climb them or not.
Oh yeah, and of course you use the punch button to go up the ladders. So if you ever watch a run of this and you see a runner standing at a ladder who's just punching, it's because the angle is wrong. They're very finicky. Okay, so the last PAL key is in. Whoa, Master Miller is actually Liquid Snake all along. Crazy twist. So Nick is just going to give Otacon a call here so he can come and open the door. He's going to go first person here because it takes you out of first person when you get the codec call. Allows you to sort of hit select as soon as possible, saving you those precious frames. Okay, you might be thinking, Nick, you've got no life. Here we go. It's back to full again. So here we go. The Metal Gear Rex fight.
And this fight is, again, it kind of is a non-thing just because we have GME, we can't be hit, so I can just stand here, and basically every time that explosion sprite disappears, I fire my next shot, and we get through phase 1 very, very quickly. Now, you remember those weapon hotkeys that we were talking about, where we don't have to open the weapon menu? We can use those at most times in the game, including during this scene. This is what Snake actually looks like in this scene. It's just sort of this action figure looking around. It's a bit weird, but it's pretty cool.
Incredible.
All right, phase 2.
All right, phase 2 is very similar to the first. We're going to go into GME. Nick is going to time his shots.
Missed that one.
Yeah, sometimes when he moves, it's very difficult to sort of get the right timing. Fortunately, we have the ammo.
And this time I have to wait just a little bit longer than the explosion just disappearing, just because Liquid is so much further forward than he was in phase 1. Oh, and he decided to move back at the last second.
What a cheeky boy. Well done there, Nick. Rex is down.
Right.
Okay.
I am now going to completely mute my microphone, my headset even. I can't hear anything because I have to focus on my button presses, so I'm going to leave Bruschetta to explain what's going on here.
Yeah, so excellent. So a lot of runners will take their headphones off at this point because you're going to have a precise input, and it's you can't just mash the punch button to get what's called the infinite punch. It's more of a precise rhythm. Fingers crossed Nick pulls it off and basically stun locks Liquid to the point where he cannot move, and we're just going to continue to punch him until he falls off the edge. Nick doing very well. Again, I cannot stress how difficult this is. It took me weeks. I've got no rhythm whatsoever, but Nick doing an excellent job here, sort of stun locking Liquid into the right position. If he loses it, it's a pain to regather. It happens. So he's just going to sort of bait out Liquid's punches. If he falls off the edge, it is an instant death on Extreme. There we go. Well done.
I got nervous there.
I've got nervous for you. Once Liquid
I'm
life
not gonna
bar
lie.
goes,
It's a really good setup. I don't know why I lost it, but yeah, it was still good. Still got through the fight nice and quickly.
well done. Sometimes it do be like that. You got to wait until Liquid's life is completely at 0 before he will go over the edge. If you punch Liquid to 0 life on top of the platform, he's still kicking. You've got to punch him or throw him off the platform. Okay, so last bit coming up. This is called the escape. The first sort of checkpoint we're going to hit is where 2 guards are positioning themselves very smartly next to 2 explosive barrels. Nick's going to explode these barrels, and Archon is going to continue to drive.
Good job, Snake.
Easy
Line
work.
myself up, ready for the next checkpoint.
Yeah, so he's going to want to get a sort of a precise moment. There are no more exploding barrels. There are 3 guards sort of stood there.
Oh, that was very nice. It's
done.
completely random as to whether you get shot here. It was really nice that the guards didn't shoot me until I'd got all 7 shots off on the first guard, which is really nice. They were being very, very helpful to me. Thank you, guards.
Of course, on other difficulties.
Shout to guards.
Yeah, guards are the best. They're very
Yeah,
squishy and
guards.
extreme, taking 7 shots from a Gatling gun. Okay, big surprise. Liquid is still here. It's not over yet. So Nick is going to wait till he sees sort of Liquid, prop himself up, position his turret gun over, and shoot Liquid.
Try not to get shot.
You may think that this is sort of an on-rails bit. It isn't. There is a certain number of shots you will have to get off on Liquid before you're able to progress to the end. Liquid's sort of ramming the Jeep. The next phase is we're going to have another sort of bit where Liquid sort of dodges, and then he's going to move over to the left side, and Nick is... that's sort of the penultimate phase before Liquid truly is dead and gone. Well, I guess Fox Die actually ultimately gets him, but we don't see that.
Oh.
So Nick doing a very good job here. The hitbox of Liquid can be really finicky at this bit. So you're going to want to make sure...
As you can see.
Yeah, it's so awkward. And if you don't sort of stun lock him with shots, he can get some nasty shots off on you. And on Extreme, they are punishing shots. Okay. And this is the final phase before we finally beat Liquid.
And that should be enough.
One more just for
There
good
we go.
luck.
Okay, so time isn't just yet. Time is when the word score appears on screen. Luckily, we get to skip the credits in on the PC version. You have to watch through the credits on the PS1 version. So just hold X and escape, and as soon as the word score appears on screen,
So GG there, Nick.
time.
Well done.
39:35.
Very good. Under 40 minutes. That's really good. That's incredible.
It's that is 23 seconds off my PB. But to be honest, actually, that's the first time since February since I've had a deathless run. Actually, so I'm more proud of that actually. But yeah, getting under 40 minutes is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, there you go. That is MGS1 any percent for the PC. It's an absolutely terrible port of the PlayStation version, but when it comes to speedrunning, it is amazing. And if you want to get into Metal Gear Solid speedrunning at all, I'd highly recommend starting with this because it is considered one of the easier games, but it's so good. And if you are interested in speedrunning this or any other Metal Gear game, head over to MetalGearSpeedrunners.com. The Metal Gear speedrunning community is absolutely fantastic. And there are loads of people there who will help you jump into any game in the Metal Gear series. I run this, I run Ground Zeroes as well. But there's loads of people out there running every single game. Yes, even Survive. We've got people running Survive. I know it sounds crazy, but there are people running Metal Gear Survive. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Well, thank you for that amazing run. Now, before we let you go, I do have a couple donations I want to run through that are pertinent.
Cool.
We've got $25 from Astral Storm. They say, you look like you don't need boxes. We've also got $10 from, I'm going to mess this one up, and I do apologize. Boglori? I don't know. Boglore. Here's $10 to celebrate that Friday feeling. Best of luck with the run, Nick. And then finally, I've got $50 from Kyrez/Favzi that says, morning, everyone. Just wanted to say good luck, you legend, to Nick, and thank you to ESA for your work in supporting a great cause. Happy speedrunning.
Thank you so much, Favzi. Cheers. That is one of my mates is organised my bachelor party last year. So thanks, Favzi.
Right on. And again, thank you so much to the both of you for this amazing run. We're going to have a brief intermission, and when we come back, we're going to have some BioShock Infinite Burial at Sea. See you in a minute.